So behind me is the place where I used to live for about 7 years now. And I remember when I first moved here, I really didn't want to be here. I wanted to be back at home where all my friends were, where most of the people that, I liked were. I didn't want to come up here where I didn't know anyone, where I'll just be kind of like middle of nowhere, pretty much. So this place was just a house. It wasn't really a home. And the difference between a house and a home is that a house is just a roof over your head, a place to stay, a shelter. But a home, on the other hand, is a place where you are welcomed, a place where you feel accepted, loved, cherished, where you feel comfortable as you could feel and be yourself, a place where you can fit in. That's a home. And it took a couple of years before this place became a home to me. And it's the same thing that God wants for all of us. He wants us all to have a place we can call home. And He's preparing a place called heaven. And He doesn't want just heaven to be a house. He wants it to be a home, where people can feel loved, welcomed, accepted. But in order for that to happen, there are some people who just won't be able to get in. If you think about it, why does God only allow certain people into heaven and not just everyone, right? And it's because there are some people who will just, if they're admitted into heaven, throw off the whole home-like feel that He wants heaven to have. And the one, or the number one, home wrecker is sin. I mean, think about it. The thing that ruined the relationship between us and God was sin. The thing that ruined the relationship between us and each other was sin. The thing that ruined the relationship between us and ourselves was sin. The thing that ruined the relationship between us and the animals, us and this earth, relationships in general have all been ruined by sin. So of course, whoever seems to be harboring on or holding on to any sin, whether it's hatred for God or hatred for man or hatred for themselves or any type of sin, in whatever it is, that can't be allowed into heaven. So it makes sense why God wants to get rid of sin and all those who seem to be holding on to it. See, God doesn't want to destroy people. He loves people. What He wants to get rid of is the sin problem. And unfortunately, those who are holding on to that sin problem will be destroyed right along with sin. And so the question that we need to ask ourselves is not really, will I get into heaven? But rather, will I fit into heaven? If I were to be admitted into heaven, will it be my home? A place where I feel I belong. A place where I feel loved, accepted, and a place where I fit in. Think on these things.